My child, I have seen your struggles, your pain, and the weight of your burdens. I know the depths of your heart, the trials you've faced, and the mistakes you've made. But hear this, my beloved, you are forgiven. I do not hold your past against you. Your failures, your missteps, your doubts, and your fears, they do not define you. They are but fleeting moments in the span of your life, moments that I have already washed clean. I see beyond your faults, beyond your imperfections, to the beautiful soul that I created. You may feel unworthy of forgiveness, but understand this, it is not your worthiness that determines forgiveness. It is my grace, my love for you that makes it possible. I have chosen to forgive you, not because you have earned it, but because I love you unconditionally. Know that you are never beyond redemption. Every tear you shed, every prayer whispered in the silence, I hear. And I offer my mercy freely, no matter the darkness that you may feel surrounds you. When you falter, when you fall, I will lift you up. When you doubt, I will remind you of the strength within you. And when you doubt my forgiveness, I will gently remind you again, you are forgiven. Take this forgiveness and walk in the freedom it offers. Let it heal your wounds, transform your heart, and guide you toward the light of my love. You are no longer bound by your past. You are free to live in peace, to love, to grow, and to become the person you were always meant to be. Go in peace, knowing that your past has been erased, and your future is bright with the promise of my love. You are free, my child, free to embrace the new dawn I have set before you. Let go of the chains that have held you back. The burden of guilt, shame, and regret, do not carry it any longer. I have taken it upon myself, so you do not have to bear it. My love covers all your transgressions. It is boundless and eternal. In the moments when you are tempted to look back, to let the past creep into your present, remember this truth, you are forgiven. Your past is not a reflection of who you are now. It is merely the soil from which you have sprouted into something new. You are a new creation in my sight. The old has passed away, behold, the new has come. When others judge you, when they fail to see the transformation I have brought in you, do not let their voices drown out mine. I have spoken over you, and my word is unshakable. You are mine, and I am yours. No one can take that away. No one can diminish the love I have for you. Even when you fall short, I am with you, lifting you higher than you ever imagined possible. And so, my child, rest in the comfort of my forgiveness. Let it permeate every part of your being. Let it fill the spaces that once felt empty. Let it heal the wounds that once felt unbearable. You are whole, you are complete, not because of anything you have done, but because of my great mercy. Walk boldly in the life I have called you to. Love as I have loved you. Show compassion to others as I have shown to you. Be a light to the world, for you carry within you the greatest gift of all, my forgiveness, my grace, and my boundless love. Remember, always, that no matter what happens, no matter what the world may throw at you, you are never alone. I will never forsake you. You are forgiven, and that forgiveness will never fade. It is the foundation on which your peace and purpose are built. Go, my child, with a heart full of gratitude, with the joy of knowing that you are loved beyond measure. You are forgiven, and that is enough. My precious child, I understand the heaviness that sometimes lingers within you. There are moments when the weight of your own thoughts and doubts can feel unbearable. You may wonder if you truly deserve my forgiveness, if you are truly worthy of the love I pour out upon you. But know this, my forgiveness is not dependent on your perfection. It is given freely, because I see the potential in you that even you may not yet see. You are forgiven because I have always known you. Before you were even formed, I knew the struggles you would face, the mistakes you would make, and the pain you would endure. Yet, despite it all, I chose to love you. I chose to forgive you. You were never an afterthought to me, and I will never abandon you in your time of need. There may be times when your heart feels distant, when your faith falters, when you question the very essence of who you are and why you're here. But I remind you now, you are forgiven, and I am with you, always. You have never been alone, not for a single moment. Even in your darkest hours, when it feels as though hope is slipping through your fingers, know that my love remains steadfast and unchanging. It is the constant that will guide you through. You are forgiven, not because you are perfect, but because I am perfect in love. My mercy knows no bounds. It is not like the forgiveness of men that may be conditional or fleeting. My forgiveness is eternal, it is complete, and it is filled with the power to heal, to restore, and to transform. As you walk forward in life, carry this truth with you always. You are forgiven. Let it be the foundation of your confidence, the strength in your soul, the courage to face each new day. There will be times of hardship, times when you may stumble, but never forget, you are forgiven, and in that forgiveness, there is freedom. Let this forgiveness lead you to live with a heart full of compassion, of grace, and of peace. Let it inspire you to forgive others, just as I have forgiven you. It is through forgiveness that true healing and reconciliation are found. It is through forgiveness that you will experience the fullness of my love. Rest in the knowledge that, as your Father, I will never leave you. I will continue to walk beside you, lifting you up when you fall, encouraging you when you feel weary. And when the doubts of your past try to creep back into your heart, I will remind you once more, you are forgiven. So go forth, my beloved child, with a heart of peace and a spirit full of grace. Embrace the journey I have laid before you, for you are no longer defined by your mistakes, but by my forgiveness, my love, and my call upon your life. You are free. You are whole. You are loved. You are forgiven. Now, live like it. My child, do not fear the future, for I am with you. There may be times when the road ahead seems uncertain, when you feel unsure of where you are going or if you can truly walk the path I have set before you. But remember, you are forgiven. And with that forgiveness comes the strength to face anything that comes your way. When doubt whispers in your ear, telling you that you are unworthy or that your past will always define you, stand firm in the truth of my love. I have washed you clean, and I have forgotten your transgressions. They no longer hold power over you. The past is no longer a chain to bind you, but a lesson that has brought you to this very moment, to the life you are living now. In your moments of fear, call upon me. My forgiveness is not something you earn, it is a gift freely given, a gift that is always with you, a wellspring that never runs dry. I am the one who gives you the courage to face the unknown, to step into the new chapters of your life without hesitation, because you are not walking alone. You are walking with the one who has forgiven you, who has healed you, and who has equipped you with everything you need to live according to my purpose. There is nothing you cannot overcome with my love, my forgiveness, and my guidance. When the world around you seems to be crumbling, when you face the storms of life, know that you have my forgiveness to anchor you. It is a firm foundation that cannot be shaken. My child, I will always be here to catch you when you fall, to lift you when you are weary, to guide you when you feel lost. You are forgiven, and that forgiveness is the key to your peace. So, let it be your strength, let it be your song, let it be the peace that calms your restless heart. No matter how many times you stumble or fall, you are forgiven, and I will be there to help you rise again. Take this forgiveness into your heart, into every corner of your being, and let it transform your life. Let it inspire you to forgive others, to show grace to those who have wronged you, as I have shown grace to you. For in this forgiveness, you will find true freedom, the freedom to love, to heal, and to live fully. You are forgiven, my child, and that truth is more powerful than anything in this world. Hold on to it tightly, for it is the key to your future, your joy, and your salvation. Now go and live in the freedom that comes from knowing you are truly, completely, and eternally forgiven. And remember, no matter what you face, no matter where life leads you, you are never alone. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are forgiven. My child, know that the forgiveness I have granted you is not a fleeting moment or a simple gesture, it is a promise. A promise that no matter how many times you fall, I will be there to lift you up. A promise that you will never be abandoned, never forgotten, no matter how far you stray. As you walk this journey of life, there will be times when you may feel that you are not enough, that you have failed, or that you are unworthy of my love. But those are the lies of the enemy, seeking to cloud your heart and soul with doubt. You are forgiven, not because of your actions, but because of the depth of my love and mercy for you. In moments of confusion or despair, I want you to remember the depth of my forgiveness and the infinite grace I have poured out upon you. The shame you carry is not yours to bear. The guilt you feel has already been dealt with on the cross. You are no longer bound by the past. It has been erased, and you are free to step forward into the fullness of my plan for your life. When you find it hard to forgive yourself, remember that I do not hold your mistakes against you. The weight you carry is not yours to bear anymore. Give it to me. Let go of the chains of guilt and shame, for they have no place in your heart. You are forgiven. Let that truth wash over you like a river, cleansing and renewing your spirit. Let it be the peace that guards your heart and mind in every situation. The storms will come, the challenges will arise, but you will stand firm, not in your own strength, but in the strength of my forgiveness. And when the world tells you that your mistakes define you, when it tries to shame you for what you've done, you can stand tall in the knowledge that you are forgiven, and that truth is the most powerful force in the universe. It is the key to your freedom, your healing, and your hope. So go, my child, and live in the truth of this forgiveness. Let it shape every thought, every action, every relationship. Let it be the light that guides you through the darkness and the strength that carries you when you feel weak. Remember always that you are forgiven, and that is enough to give you peace, purpose, and joy in every moment of your life. You are loved beyond measure, and I will never, ever turn my back on you. I will always forgive you, always hold you close, and always guide you. And with each step you take, you will know that you are forgiven, and that forgiveness is all you will ever need to live the life I have called you to live. So, my beloved, walk in this truth with boldness. Let my forgiveness be the foundation of your life, and from that place, go forth in love, in grace, and in the certainty that you are never, ever alone. You are forgiven, and nothing will ever change that. My beloved child, as you journey through life, I know there will be moments when the weight of the world feels unbearable. Times when you question your worth, when you doubt the strength of my love, or when you feel as though you've strayed too far. But I tell you now, in the deepest part of your soul, you are forgiven. This forgiveness is not conditional. It is not something that depends on your ability to be perfect or your efforts to make amends. It is a gift, freely given, and it is yours for all eternity. No matter how many times you stumble, no matter how many times you fall short, my forgiveness remains. It is steadfast, unwavering, and infinite. When you look in the mirror and see your imperfections, when the past rises up to remind you of your mistakes, I want you to look deeper. Do not define yourself by what you have done, but by who you are in my eyes. I see you as a beloved child, cherished and whole. You are forgiven, not because of your own goodness, but because of my boundless grace. So when you feel burdened by regret, when the weight of your past threatens to steal your peace, I ask you to come before me. Lay it all down, and let my love wash over you. The guilt you carry was never meant for you. It has already been dealt with at the cross. You are free, you are whole, and you are loved beyond measure. Know that as you move forward, I am always with you. When you feel lost, I will guide you. When you feel weak, I will strengthen you. And when you feel unworthy, I will remind you again and again, you are forgiven. This forgiveness is not just a release from the past, it is a new beginning. It is the power to start again, to walk in freedom, to love with the heart of Christ, and to live with the peace that surpasses all understanding. You are not defined by your mistakes, but by the love that I have lavished upon you. In every trial, in every storm, remember that my forgiveness will always be there to sustain you. It will be the anchor that keeps you steady, the foundation upon which you can build your life. And as you rest in the truth of this forgiveness, you will find strength, healing, and the courage to face anything that comes your way. You are forgiven, my child, and that is the truest thing about you. Rest in it. Live in it. Let it transform your heart and mind. And as you do, you will discover that this forgiveness, this incredible gift, is not only for you, but also for those around you. It is through this forgiveness that you will be able to extend grace, love, and compassion to others, as I have extended them to you. So, my precious one, go forth with this truth engraved in your heart. You are forgiven, and in that forgiveness, you are free. You are empowered to walk in the fullness of my love, to embrace the life I have called you to, and to share that love with a world that so desperately needs it. You are forgiven, and that is enough. It is more than enough to carry you through this life and into eternity. My child, hear these words deep in your heart and let them settle in the very core of your being. You are forgiven. You are not defined by your failures, your shortcomings, or the regrets of the past. What defines you is my love for you, a love so pure, so unyielding, and so perfect that nothing in this world can diminish it. Even in your lowest moments, when the enemy whispers lies and tries to convince you that you are beyond redemption, stand firm in the truth that you are forgiven. Let this truth be your shield, your refuge, and your strength. You are covered by my grace, and there is no sin too great for my mercy. When you feel like you've gone too far, when you're unsure if you can ever be whole again, I am here to tell you that I have already made a way for you. Your forgiveness was sealed long before you ever asked for it. It was finished on the cross, when I bore the weight of the world's sins upon my shoulders, so that you could walk in freedom, so that you could know peace. You may feel unworthy at times, as though you don't deserve the grace I offer. But I am telling you, my precious child, that no one deserves it. That's what makes grace so beautiful. It is freely given, and it is the very thing that lifts you from the depths of despair into the heights of my love. You are forgiven, and that is more than enough to restore you, to heal you, and to make you new. As you walk through life, always carry this truth with you. No matter the trials you face, no matter how often you fall, I will never stop forgiving you. Each time you come to me, broken and contrite, I will lift you up with open arms and say again, you are forgiven. There is no condemnation for you in my kingdom, only grace, mercy, and love that never fails. This forgiveness isn't a one-time act. It's an ongoing promise, a continual renewal of my love for you. When you falter, I am there to pick you up. When you fail, I am there to restore you. When you feel distant from me, I am here, waiting with open arms, ready to welcome you home, no matter how far you've wandered. You are forgiven, and in that forgiveness, you are always welcome. So, walk in the fullness of my forgiveness, let it transform every part of you. Let it free you from the shackles of guilt and shame, and let it empower you to live a life of love, grace, and compassion toward others. The forgiveness I have given you is not just for you, it is meant to overflow into the lives of those around you. Let it be the light that guides your way, the peace that fills your heart, and the love that changes the world. And when you face hardships, when the storms rage around you, remember this truth above all else: you are forgiven. No matter what happens in this world, no matter what trials or tribulations may come, that one truth will always remain. You are forgiven, my beloved. And that forgiveness will carry you through every moment, every challenge, and every victory in your life. Hold fast to it, for it is the key to your freedom, your healing, and your ultimate victory. Go now, knowing that you are forgiven, and let that truth shape your every step. My child, do not be afraid to come to me, no matter how broken you may feel. My forgiveness is a gift that I freely offer to you, no matter where you are, no matter how far you think you've fallen. You are never too lost, too far gone, or too burdened to receive my grace. You are forgiven, and that forgiveness is an eternal truth, never to be taken away. When you make mistakes, when you stumble, remember that you are not alone. You do not walk this path by your own strength. You walk in the light of my forgiveness, and it will carry you through. I am with you always, even when you feel distant, even when you feel unworthy of my love. In those moments, it is my love and grace that will keep you going. You are forgiven, and nothing can separate you from my love. So when you face doubts, when the enemy tries to make you question your worth, remember this: you are not your past. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are my beloved child, and you are forgiven. The past is behind you, and today is a new day, one that is filled with my mercy, my peace, and my presence. Let go of your fears, your regrets, and your burdens. They are not for you to carry anymore. You are forgiven. Know that forgiveness does not mean you are perfect. It means that I love you despite your imperfections. It means that I see your heart, and I know your desire to grow, to become more like me. It means that every time you come to me, I will embrace you, forgive you, and walk beside you on this journey. I will teach you, strengthen you, and help you to rise again. As you continue to grow and walk in my love, let forgiveness flow from you, just as it has flowed to you. Let it be the foundation of your relationships, the cornerstone of your heart. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and embrace the beauty of a life lived in grace. You are forgiven, and now you are called to forgive. In doing so, you will find peace that surpasses understanding, joy that cannot be taken away, and a love that will never fail. Even when you feel the weight of the world upon your shoulders, remember, my forgiveness is the burden that will lighten your load. My grace is the strength that will carry you. You do not have to do this alone. You have my love, my forgiveness, and my guidance every step of the way. So, my beloved, take a deep breath and rest in this truth: you are forgiven. Let it settle deep within you, and let it transform your heart. No matter what you face, no matter how many times you fall, you are never beyond my reach. You are never beyond my grace. And as you go through life, remember always that you are forgiven, and in that forgiveness, you are free. Free to live, free to love, free to be who I have created you to be. Walk boldly, walk in peace, and walk with the assurance that you are my child, and you are always, forever, forgiven. My child, as you walk this journey, never forget the incredible power that resides in forgiveness. You may face moments when doubt creeps in, when you question whether you are truly worthy of such grace. But know this: you are forgiven, not because of your actions, but because of my unconditional love for you. My forgiveness is a gift, and it is always within your reach. There is no sin too great, no mistake too significant, that it cannot be washed clean by the depth of my love. When you feel weighed down by guilt, or when the memories of your past try to haunt you, remember this: the weight of the world was placed upon my shoulders for you. The burden of your mistakes, your regrets, and your fears, I have already borne them. You are forgiven. Let the light of my forgiveness shine brightly in your life, casting away all darkness and filling your heart with the peace that only I can give. Forgiveness is not just a simple word. It is a transformative power that can heal wounds, restore relationships, and bring life where there was once death. When you forgive, you are not just releasing someone from their wrongs, you are setting yourself free as well. And as you accept my forgiveness, you also allow it to flow through you to others. It is through this cycle of grace that you will find your heart healed, your soul restored, and your life renewed. As you continue forward, know that I am with you. I see the tears that you cry, the struggles that you endure, and the burdens that you carry. But I also see the courage that lies within you, the courage to trust in my forgiveness, the strength to rise after every fall, and the determination to walk in my love. You are forgiven, and that is the power that will sustain you through every trial, every challenge, and every victory. In times of doubt, when the world tries to make you feel small or unimportant, remember, you are my beloved child. I created you with purpose, and my forgiveness will always empower you to fulfill that purpose. You are not alone in this walk. You are never alone. I am always here, holding you close, whispering to your heart, you are forgiven, and that will be enough to carry you forward, no matter what. So, my precious one, let go of the shame and the guilt that seek to imprison your heart. Walk in the freedom of my forgiveness, and allow it to reshape your life in ways you never thought possible. There is nothing in this world that can take away the forgiveness I have freely given you. It is a gift that remains forever, a promise that will never fail. Let my forgiveness be the lens through which you see yourself and others. When you look at the world, see it through the eyes of grace, through the eyes of love. See your own mistakes, not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth, for change, for transformation. When you see others, look at them through the same eyes of mercy, knowing that each person, like you, is in need of my forgiveness. Just as I have forgiven you, you are called to forgive others. And remember, you are forgiven. It is a truth that will never change, no matter what storms may come. You are my child, and you are loved with a love that is everlasting. I am with you always, and in my arms, you will always find peace, rest, and the grace to move forward. So walk boldly, walk freely, and walk in the assurance that you are forgiven. Let that truth be the foundation upon which you build your life. It is enough. It is more than enough.